A huge tent was erected on the corner of Canal and Varick Streets in Manhattan's SoHo district. The theme was Talking Transition. SaharaTV met up with the project coordinator, Mr. Danny Fuchs, who gave us an insight on the initiative.
10 foundations with deep roots in New York City came together to sponsor this initiative as a coalition of foundations seeking to hear the ideas of New York City residents. It began on Saturday, November 9th, and it ends this coming Saturday, November 23rd, with a town meeting where 500 New Yorkers will be here in the tent talking about some of the biggest issues that are concerning them and the mayor. There are a lot of wishes, and people are talking a lot about affordable housing, police-community relations, as well as public education and the issues confronting the public schools here in New York City.
Mayor-elect Bill de Blasio visited the tent and in his speech talked about his transitional plans to fulfill his progressive agenda. Amongst them, his recruiting criteria in which he will involve New Yorkers to suggest names of qualified people for different key positions, including the commissioners of education and the police. He also wanted to engage the budget process and prepare an agenda in terms of key legislatures in Albany and the City Council within the next 6 weeks.
We are putting together an effort that will result in a city government that is progressive, that is effective, and it is diverse. It really reflects all the strengths of New York City. And we are well on our way to achieving those goals.
He also talked about the immediate priority changes.
The changes we are going to make in terms of police-community relations, I think, will be felt early on. The efforts that we are going to make in terms of early childhood education and after school. The decision in Albany obviously will happen in the first few months of the new administration, but our goal is to first achieve that plan in Albany and then start implementing it in time for the following school year this coming September. The work we're going to do in terms of paid sick leave is going to be a high priority. And we're going to move to pass an expanded bill quickly that will take effect quickly. So these are just a few of the examples, but we intend to make an impact on people's lives quickly.
Meanwhile, SaharaTV visited the tent on November 14 during a New York Immigration Coalition panel discussion with various immigrant representatives who spoke on issues affecting their separate communities.
We have issues on a number of fronts. We lack access to quality and affordable health care. Less than 10% of English language learner students are proficient. We don't have access to the kinds of services, the ESOL classes that help us integrate. Our workers are often exploited, and our undocumented immigrants continue to live in the shadows.
But has Congress been dealing with it lately?
These are some of the questions and concerns that were fielded by African leaders in attendance.
We need more funding to allow the people in this country to grow the way they want it so they can make a better living and a better life.
You have to have a place to conduct your business. But currently in our community, African community, many business owners and faith leaders are being evicted. We have the case of Imam Konate in Harlem.
What we say is take a look at city government. How many other immigrant groups are represented in appointed positions? How many judges are represented within our immigrant group in appointed positions, and how many Africans are represented? So we'll want the mayor together with the controller to look at how are immigrant funds being distributed within the immigrant groups, and what are the underserved immigrant groups? Because I'm looking at the panel, wonderful panel, no African leaders on there. Thank you.
Yokuba, a musical group from Mali, entertained the crowd. Fungai Maboreke for SaharaTV.